guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links in the description down below. And yes, it's Stringbuzz's top 5 best independent tracks of the year. I know it's a little bit late, it's like 4 days late, this is for 2016, if you couldn't already tell yet, it should have been in the thumbnail, maybe even the title. But yeah, it's here nonetheless, and it would have been wrong for us not to do a video on this segment, because what do we call ourselves? I mean, Stringbuzz is the home of independent music, so I've got to big up that scene, don't I really, and show to you who the best really emerging from the music scene is right now. So again, it's a list/award show that's coming a little bit late, but here it is now, so you don't have to worry any longer. Stringbuzz has never been more proud than when we started putting together this exact list, this exact segment, counting through over 500 tracks sent to us, and seeing all that talent across the board makes us smile from end to end. Here is just a short list of the best in independent music. And before I dive into this one, I just want to say that the best songs list from last time doesn't mean anything here. These songs are based on how creative, innovative and exciting they are, not whether they are just catchier than the rest. We are looking at future works of art really here, so let's not just scratch the frame. Just to rattle off some honourable mentions now, we have The Bend by Fish Tank, which was a really good song. Unfortunately, the group broke up fairly recently, but I think this was a fitting tribute to themselves. I do cite this as the worst song they've released, which kind of says something because it's still appearing on this list somewhere, or rather in the honourable mentions. But yeah, it's sad to see them go. And then moving on, we have Home by Emnibus. I've recently listened to this one, actually. I listened to this one in 2017, but it came out in 2016. Really fun, sort of, it's like a Moose Bloody type track. It's a bit pop-punky, it's a bit sort of soft rocky, but really good fun, really good vocal performance in this one. Moving on, we have Time Lord by The Brinks, a real classic rock sort of banger in this one. Really good vocal melody in the chorus. The hook is really good. I think still this song is carried by its hook, because I think the hook is just so good. Probably the best classic rock style track I'd heard in the entirety of 2016, no doubt. Moving on, we have The Dark Won't Hold You Anymore by Funeral for Bird. This guy released 2 albums and like an EP as well, all in 1 year, all in 2016 by himself. It is an independent project, probably in his room or whatever, and each album sounded professional as heck. This track is a title track, or rather the first track, I should say, off of his latest album. I think it's called The Rain, and it was again, it brought me into the album very well. It was a very exciting track, very unique as usual. And then we have a song so eloquently named called Murder Porn by Daisy, and no, he's not like a death metal grindcore type singer, and yeah, Daisy is a lad. It's a solo project. It's a bit sort of like a British version of Modern Baseball or the Front Bottoms, with a bit of a Jaws type feel to it, and I think Murder Porn was a really good track. It's much softer than its name implies. Then we have The Answers by Lee Christian. Lee Christian he's a bit of it's difficult to really put my finger on him as an artist. He's experimental, he's got proggy natures to him. This song sounds a lot like a Tool type track. It's brooding, it's fairly long as well, but full of content, so I really enjoyed this song. One of the first independent tracks I actually heard from last year. And the last honourable mention goes to Car Crash in Progress by Cold Summer, which is it's a punky type track, it may be a post-hardcore type track. It's quite rough, it's quite gritty, it's very, very much an independent type project, these guys, and they're just starting out now, and this sounded great. It was really good fun to listen to, and I've listened to it multiple times throughout the year since. Moving on to the actual list now, we have Darnell by Dan James Griffin at our number 5 spot. So we have a mind-boggling single to start with here, one of which that keeps surprising me on the re-listen every single time, despite it being released nearly a year ago, because it was quite early last year it came out. It's innovative, it's imaginative, and it sure as hell is complex. If I was Sumerian right now, I'd be licking my lips wanting to lap this guy up, because he is the future of prog, and yeah, you've heard that here first. Moving on to number 4 now, we have Mango Retreat's latest track, and that's Here on Earth. Mango Retreat have such an amazing chemistry that it's sickening for me. This song in particular, well, it's like the perfect folk track. It really is. It's probably the best folk track of the year anyway. I mean, signed or unsigned, so stick that up your pipe and smoke it, the bigger guys. So this track is fun, it's heartwarming, it gets you smiling, just humming the hook in my head made me want to go and listen to it again, and to be honest, it probably should have appeared a little bit higher up in the top songs list. I know it was high up anyway, but on the re-listen, I keep falling in love with this track. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Getty's Main by Funeral for Bird in our bronze medal position. Now, Funeral for Bird may not be the most complex or the most experimental musician on this list, but somehow he is still the most unique, and this song is the most unique song of 2016 in my opinion, because although you may find these experimental musicians who do something kind of weird and wonderful, there's usually one that is a little bit like them or someone trying to copy them. Whereas Funeral for Bird, like I said, he's not particularly complex or experimental, but there's no one on earth earth that sounds anything like him or makes music anything like him at the moment. The closest comparison I can really make is perhaps Badly Drawn Boy, but even then he's a bit more polished and a bit more, I don't know, he's a bit more pop orientated, whereas Funeral for a Bird is a bit more, I don't know, melancholy, and it has better themes to his songs. He's quite minimalist, and I really enjoyed this song in particular. Again, this is the second time he's featured on this list. He's been featuring twice per list, I think, throughout this 2016 countdown thing. It's a shame he hasn't managed to actually get an award, but I think he's had just a great showing in 2016, and I can't wait until I get to see what he does next, or rather get to hear what he does next. Moving on to number 2 now, we have Shudder by You Salute. So very, very close to nicking the top spot on this one too. You Salute has just had a stellar year all round. You're probably bored of me praising this group now, but I'm going to do it once more times, or maybe a few more times depending on how well they do this year really. And this song is progressive, it's brave, it's exploratory, it's really exciting, it's professional, and the guys just sound like a big record band already. That's what I like to hear from an independent group, a band that knows their style to a T and is making a go of it. And this track just has that ideology labelled all over it. Moving on to number 1 now in our gold medal position, well, we have My Girl by We Were Glue. You know what I just said about that catchiness thing? Well, disregard that, because this song is the catchiest song of 2016, and if only that was an award as well, I guess you'd be going home with 2 certificates. In a change of thought, I've decided that this is the best independent song of the year. It does everything you need it to do. It's exciting, it's catchy, it's raw, it's personal, it's unique, it's quirky, it's interesting, it's thought-provoking, it has character, it has individualized tone, it has great vocals, and it has a catchy bass line, it has great guitar licks, it has memorable drum fills, and yeah, I'm sort of getting ahead of myself here. It's just literally the perfect independent track to whet the appetites of those around, and we cannot thank We Were Glue enough for sending this one in. The best part is that it showcases some potential, some room to grow, and some diverse routes to go down. So it shows them as a group which has that, you know, they don't have that cap on them yet, and that they perhaps are far away from writing their best music, but are still producing some exceptional tunes now. So that's what I love the most about this track. So yeah, that's the award show. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.